Yeah, so I'm not sure if these count as copyright or not, but fuck it. We're gonna watch these. I want to learn more about what's going on with
He
this.
starred alongside Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side, the inspirational story of a homeless football player taken in by a wealthy white family. Now, actor Quentin Aaron is speaking out about the controversy that erupted this week when the real Michael Oher claimed the story told in The Blind Side was a lie.
We want to know.
Okay, well, no shit. It was way too like perfectly like put together. I mean, it was clearly dramatized. Like there was clearly so much of it that was dramatized. But after seeing the pictures of the family, like with Michael Oher, they do look like a bunch of like rich white fucks. Like they really do. They look like the kind of people that would adopt a black guy just to have an athlete in the family or some shit. Like definitely.
Know if you would like to become part of this family.
That kid is the
Michael
worst.
Oher is now saying the Toohey family never adopted him as everyone thought. He claims in his lawsuit that the Tooheys tricked him into becoming his...
I mean, like, look at her. Look at him. He's just looking at him like, damn, I wish I was born black and athletic and not just some white guy with a fat butt chin. And she's just... They definitely got the Karen hair right for Sandra Bullock for that movie. Definitely. The guy who played Michael Oher looks pretty similar.
Conservators,
It's not bad.
meaning they have control over...
Look at these people. Look at these fucking people. Duh. They literally look like they just hit the jackpot because they had they just found a young black athlete. Like that's literally how these people look. And granted, I'm sure maybe they did do it out of just like pure love. Maybe they did adopt him out of pure love, but I think there were always ulterior motives when it came to getting him through school and stuff like that. But who knows?
His money. What is your reaction to what he's alleging?
I wasn't expecting that.
That's the actor.
I think a lot of people, myself included, again, had such high hopes for the family and that union that we felt they had put together.
Sandra Bullock won an Oscar for playing Leanne Toohey. But now some people on social media are actually calling for Bullock to return her Oscar.
That is so fucking stupid, by the way. That is so fucking stupid. You really think that she had anything, people liked her in the movie. People appreciated Sandra Bullock in the movie. This has nothing to do with the fact that it was completely far-fetched and completely wrong. That has nothing to do with the writing and the screenplay of it all. She did really well in the movie, well enough to apparently get an Oscar. So I don't really understand how people can be so stupid, so dense to think that they can just take an award away that happened in what, like 2009? You're going to take away an award that somebody literally beat everybody else out for, whether you like the story or not. Sandra Bullock was the best actress in that movie of that year. So the internet is just dumb, and there's just so many stupid people. I'm not even going to waste a lot of energy on it. They're just so stupid.
Can you tell me what you think about
It has nothing to do with
this
her.
call by some for Sandra Bullock to...
Sandra Bullock read a fucking script and said, I think I'd do well in that. And they casted her. And she came in and she did her job and she won an award for it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to waste energy on it.
return her Oscar?
She was an actress who did her part
Exactly.
and was recognized for it.
Michael Oher, who went on to become an NFL
Beast.
star, also says he resented how the movie made him appear less intelligent.
The movie did make him seem like a complete dumbass. Like he had, they made it they acted like he never has sat down and eaten a meal before, like at any type of table. Like he like came into this scene like, how do I sit down? Like it was so like, they made him stupid. They made him blatantly stupid. And let me just be completely honest about The Blind Side. I was like sophomore year when this movie came out. This movie sucked. I don't give a fuck what people say. Everybody says it's so great. Sandra Bullock was really good. This guy was good, but this movie fucking sucked. This movie fucking sucked. And this kid was the culprit. It was his fault.
I didn't know who Michael was before The Blind Side. It wasn't my intention to make him look that way, and I'm sorry that he took it that way.
Lawyers for the
It's not his
family
fault.
say they are stunned by Oher's...
Somebody directed that man to play that role just like that. Somebody said, hey, we want you to be a little stupider, or we want you to read it stupider. He doesn't just get to do it one time and they're like, good take, and we're done. No, he literally did it the way they told him to do it. So like, people who are upset with him not being a good Michael Orr in that, it's all about where it all came from, where the adaptation came from. And I think it was sold as a book, and then the book was sold as a movie, I believe. So I'm not too sure about that, though.
Actions, which they say are designed to drum up publicity for his new book.
The Tuohys treated him like a son. They loved him. They don't need his money.
This guy looks
They
like
didn't-
he's going to
they
collapse.
never needed his money. Mr. Tuohy sold his company for $220 million.
The Blind Side movie grossed $309
Wait, what? They never needed his money? Let me hear that again.
He sold his company for $220 million. They've never needed his money. Mr. Tuohy sold his company for $220 million.
They never needed his money, but then she sold his company for $220 million? Seems like it. Okay.
The Blind Side movie grossed $309 million.
It's a lot for a shitty football movie. That is a lot for a shitty football movie. He seems like a nice guy. I've seen Michael Orr like in like videos and stuff like that before. I watch football, and like I know who he is and what he's done. He's a really nice guy. He seems like a really genuine guy, and I don't see, I could be completely wrong, but I don't see why he would sue them unless there was actually like something that they did. And I think what happened is I think they're Britney Spearsing him right now. I think that they're taking advantage of his name and pretending that he's like, and I'm sure at some point, you know, I'm sure he has affection for the family. I'm sure at some point, or maybe he doesn't, but I'm sure that there was a mother-son bond somewhere in there, like Sandra Bullock represented. But I have a feeling they're doing the whole, you know, using his name to make money thing and not having him involved in it. And that's not good. So I took it upon myself to look up the Oscars the year that The Blind Side won, or well, the year that Sandra Bullock won for The Blind Side. And it was 2009, so it was my sophomore year. And I gotta say, or maybe it was my junior year, I don't remember which one it was, but Alec Baldwin and Steve Martin, man, I love Steve Martin. Alec Baldwin, that did not age well. Having him on for the Oscars. I mean, he used to host everything though. So but that year, here are the actresses that were given the nomination. Oh yeah, these are all of them. So we had Sandra Bullock in that movie. We had Helen Mirren in The Last Station, which I never saw, but she's great. Carey Mulligan, I absolutely cannot stand her. Never saw that movie. Sure, it's trash though. And then this chick, the chick who played Precious. I watched Precious, and like I'm not gonna sit here and make fun of the movie because it's kind of about some like real life shit. But that movie was hilarious, and she did an absolute great job in that movie at being like a kind of a victim the whole time. And she was absolutely great. That movie was heartbreakingly funny. But if Sandra Bullock didn't win, it would have definitely been this chick. So like that is really the only snub I would say. But like Precious was kind of, I don't know, it had a lot of fucked up shit going on in it, so it wasn't really like a heartfelt movie like Blindside was. Blindside was easier for younger audiences to kind of relate to as well. So I can see why. And then we also have Meryl Streep and Julie and Julia, which I saw this. I don't think it was anything I cared about really, to be honest. Meryl Streep's amazing. She's had her time though. I think the idea of trying to take somebody's award away from them is it's just stupid, man. Sandra Bullock is great. She didn't do anything wrong to anybody, and she's 59, and I would still absolutely smash burger her. Absolutely. She's great, man. She's absolutely great, and she was great in that movie. Even though, and that just shows I hated The Blind Side. The movie sucked, but I liked her performance a lot. I thought she deserved what she got in that movie, or for that movie. And I think it's ridiculous how stupid the internet is. How stupid people are. Like how they can just come up with a thought of, well, putting two things together like that. Imagine just saying like the real life story wasn't like faithful from the movie, like the movie adaptation wasn't faithful to the real story. That's the actress's fault. It was the actor's fault. Yeah, you're right. It's the actor's fault for reading the script and going with whatever they wrote down. She didn't write the script. She didn't research this shit. She didn't buy the rights to it. She's just an actor. She was just in the movie. So like, it's fucking stupid, man. People are fucking dumb. It's like, get a grip. Get a grip on reality. It'd be one thing if she like fucking did something wrong, like she said the N-word or something afterwards, and like it was just completely like horrible afterwards. But she's been nothing but from what I can tell, pretty much a gold standard for how you should be as a Oscar-winning actress. Like I always thought Sandra Bullock was pretty committed to her craft. She was really she's a genuine person. I felt like it's not like she did anything wrong. She doesn't deserve to have anything taken away from her, especially from the credit of that movie. Just like you're not going to just like take the money that was grossed from the movie, the $309 million that the movie made. You're not just going to go, they should give that back because since it wasn't faithful. There's so much shit that's not faithful to the original source material. It's ridiculous. And it's not like they had the original source material. They didn't have Michael Orr there to like tell them, yeah, that's wrong. No, it wasn't a thing. They just adapted whatever they had, the book, I believe. So